I'm Sarah Littleford. I would like to talk to you a bit about desk posture and do some exercises to help you with it. So, you're going to need a chair, obviously. First thing to talk to you about is why, why desk posture is so important, because most people spend a long time in their desk posture. The things to look out for, I'm going to talk to you about. The first thing that tends to happen is a little give in the lower back, and sometimes this is about your chair, as well as maybe a little bit of weakness in the core. It's the chair can sometimes tip you back. If your seat is a little bit lower than your knees, you're going to be at a disadvantage already. It's going to be hard for you to stay upright. So we tend to give a little bit in the back. The knock-on effect of that is then have a bit of a collapse in the chest. And then to compensate, to keep your eyes in the right place, tend to have a little kink in the back of the neck. I mean, I'm exaggerating, but even a very slight slump in the back, a very slight kink in the back of the neck, if you're there for a long time, it's going to have repercussions on the neck and shoulder area. It's not going to be great. This area is going to struggle to work in a balanced way. Whereas if you are in what we call a neutral spine, so if your vertebrae are all stacked up in the way they're designed to be stacked, and you've got your neck in a neutral position as well, we have balance in the work of all the musculature in your torso, because when your bones are in a good position, your muscles are going to be able to work the way they're designed. Right. So that's the first thing to check, to make sure that your knees aren't a little bit higher than your hips, or maybe your computer isn't a little bit lower than it should be, so that it's easier for you to be in good desk posture. Right, let's start with some exercises based on that fact that the chances are we have a little bit of tightness in the pecs, maybe tightness in the lower back. We're going to start with our shoulders. You're going to lift your shoulders up, and then you're going to slide them down. So really easy. It's going to take 10 minutes to do this workout, so you can easily just play it every hour or so that you need, or just once a day, that you need to get your shoulders moving and your back moving. So let's turn it into a circle now. You're going to use your breath in as your shoulders go forward and up, and breath out as they go back and down. Some of the muscles that help you with an inhalation are also the muscles that are going to raise your shoulders up. So it makes sense to inhale to lift. Make sure you exhale to lower. Another reason why we're a bit stressed and we're breathing quite shallowly, we're more likely to get a lot of tension on the top of the shoulders. So breathe it out. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. You might notice I'm starting to get my upper back involved here. So once you have seen what to do, let your head join in. Let your chin drop. Then lift the eye line as the shoulders go back and down. And really exaggerate. Try to squeeze your shoulder blades back and down. So get the upper back moving. It's all designed to move. Even if you're in perfect posture, really shouldn't be staying completely still all day. So one more of those. Squeeze the shoulders back. Okay. And then we're going to focus on the rib cage. I think if we can free up the rib cage, we can free up that stiff thoracic spine. Okay, so let's start with taking the right arm up, and we're going to reach it over and then bring it back. And the left arm, it's going to go up, mainly reaching up, going to go slightly over. And let's use our breath in. Okay, on the next one, let's stop with that arm over and put the other hand, the left hand, on the side of the ribs there. Take a few slightly deeper breaths, trying to aim them into that left hand. And then bring that arm down. Let's do the same with the other side, reaching the left arm up, hand on the right side of the ribs. Try and fill it up. And then coming back. Now let's get some rotation in the upper spine. So if you put your left hand on the inside of your left thigh, right hand up on your chest bone, lift really tall, and then you're going to follow your right elbow behind you with your eye line. Just going to get to the first bit of restriction there. And again, we're trying to breathe into the rib cage. If you can, if there's any space there, you're trying to direct your breath into your rib cage as you sit really tall. And then you come back. Then the other side, right hand on the inside of your right leg, left hand on your chest bone, lifting up tall like you're spiraling upwards. Follow that left elbow back to where the first bit of restriction is. And then you're trying to breathe into your ribs. Continue thinking that you're trying to get taller. And then we come back around. Okay. Same, right hand on the chest, left hand on the inside of the left knee. Let's spiral upwards. Turn your head. You might be able to go a bit further this time. Let's maybe use the left hand this time on the inside of the left leg, just to go a little bit further to help you. Go a little bit further. Then come back round, switching over, left hand on your chest bone, right hand on the inside of the thigh. Lift up tall, follow that elbow with your eye line. And lift up tall, maybe using that right hand now, just a little bit. And let's do one more each side. This time, when you get there, you're going to unfold, you're going to unfold that right arm. And you're going to stretch through the fingers of that right hand. Still imagining we're trying to spiral upwards. You're getting taller, stretching out through that right hand, and then come back round. Last time on the other side, left hand on your chest bone, right hand on the inside of your leg, lifting up tall, turning your head, stretching out your left arm, staying for a moment, reaching through the fingers of the left hand, and then coming back round. Okay, now we're going to roll forward. So we're going to flex the spine. I'll show you from the side. You imagine you're up against a wall with the back of your body, and pop your hands on your knees. First of all, you're going to peel your head away from the imaginary wall, so your chin's going to drop. Then you're going to curl your shoulders away from the imaginary wall. You're just going to slide your hands over the edge of your knees. And then as you peel the rest of your back away, your hands can just slide down the front of your shins. You're diving your head down between your knees. The head be really heavy there. It's a chance to stretch out the back of the neck, which can get really tight when you're at a desk. And then you're going to imagine your belly button can send you back up. So your belly button's going to go towards the spine. That starts the journey back up. And you're stacked back up toward it again. We'll do that twice more. So peeling away from the imaginary wall. The chin drops. Then the shoulders peel away. And the back of the rib cage. Then the lower back. The head dives down between the knees. This time stay there and just do little gentle head turns like you're saying no. Very gentle. Relax the neck. And then we're going to draw our belly button in, just send the lower back, the lower spine back, then the middle back follows, the upper back follows, then the head. Last one. Dropping your chin, curling over, sliding the hands down the front of the shins. This time you're going to do a little tiny nod of your head. It's really, really tiny. almost like the neck is so relaxed, someone's just tapped the back of your head and it's just made it bob. And then draw your belly button in. And you're going to step back up against the imaginary wall. Okay, so we've done some loosening now. Let's focus a little bit on strengthening the muscles of the shoulders to help us to get that nice upright upper back. So I've got some jars of pickle, but I'm going to use whatever you've got around the house. You might have some proper weights or some tins of beans or something. About 0.5 kilograms is ideal. Yeah, 500 grams tins or something. Okay, so let's start with the arms down by your sides. What's really important, as I said before, is where your bones are. So if you can get your chest to lift a little bit, your chin to dip, that's going to make the shoulders work really well. So chest is lifted slightly, chin is dipped. We're going to turn the palms to face forward, and we're just going to start to sweep them back and then back in line. As you sweep them back, there's a slight feeling that you're getting a bit taller, not with your forehead, but with the crown of the head, as your weight, your hands, are getting closer to the floor behind you. So I want you to imagine that the crown of the head's going up, the weights are going towards the floor behind you. And it's not important how far back your arm goes, it's important that you maintain good posture. There's no point in letting the head of the shoulder go forward and the chest collapse. You want to lift up through the top of the head behind you. And you might feel the back of your arms. You want to make it a little bit tougher. We're going to tip forward. In fact, you should tip forward whether you want to make it tough or not, because this is going to wake up our deep spinal muscles a bit more. It's going to help us to fold at the hips. You're going to stick your bottom out. You're not rounding your back. You're going back in a nice flat back, and we're doing the same thing here. So I'm still trying to reach downwards behind me with my hands, still trying to keep my chest open, and I can feel a folding at the front of my hips. So my posture's still good, I've just tipped the whole thing, just hinged forward. Let's keep the arms behind you now. Chest is lifted and forward, arms are reaching back and down. The back of the neck is nice and long. And then we're going to come upright, we're going to bend the elbows, and we're going to start to do some rotator cuff work. And now I'm repeating myself, but you need good posture in order to work the right muscles. So the more you think about your posture, the more you catch yourself, the more you become aware of the position you're in. So we've got our chest bone lifted, chin down. All I'm doing is keeping my elbows in, I'm rotating the upper arms. So my elbows are not going backwards. It's just my upper arms rotating and the weight's going backwards. Therefore my shoulder blades aren't pinching, they're staying nice and still. This is very easy. So this time we're going to stay there. And we're going to do little tiny pulses. So I want you to imagine now that actually you're trying to push your elbows forward slightly, ever so slightly, as your hands go back. So imagine you're trying to push the elbows forward as the hands go back. I'm just going to do a few more of these. So you might start to feel this in your shoulders, maybe your upper arms. Okay, and then last thing, palms facing forward. We're reaching out wide and then we're coming back down. So, that's just not the last thing, it's nearly the last thing. You've got your palms facing forward, and I want you to feel like you're trying to get your hands as far away from you as possible. So you're making the biggest semicircle, the widest semicircle that you can. We'll do a few more of those. So your shoulder blades are going to be wide on your back. And you're going to keep your arms out there. You're going to be reaching, they're just in front of me, but I'm still reaching them away from me without losing that lift of the chest bone. I'll do some little circles there. So this is where you might want to go into old habits when you're starting to get a bit tired. We might want to kink the chest and lift it in. Let's change direction. We want that chin down slightly, chest up slightly. Still trying to get wider and wider with the hands. Okay, and then bring them down by your sides. Do a little neck stretch. So imagine the weights you've got on your hands are really heavy. You're going to drop your chin towards your chest. And then you're going to take your right ear towards your right shoulder. I'm really not pushing my head over. It's just tipped very slightly to wherever it goes without an effort. I want you to imagine the weight in your left hand now is really heavy. And it's pulling gently down, down, down. Just stay there for a few breaths. Then you're going to turn as if you're going to smell your right armpit. So if you were going to smell your right armpit, you would go like this. Let your chin come towards your chest a little bit, and then stay there. And again, it's the left arm that's got that heavy weight. You need to move nice and slowly when you're stretching your neck. So you don't want to pop out of it. You want to move really slowly, particularly when you just stretch the muscle. It can't contract very quickly. So to come out of it, bring your chin slowly to the center of your chest. Then float the head up. Shrug the shoulders a couple of times, and then we'll do the other side. So we start taking the chin down to the center of the chest. Then you're going to tip your left ear towards your left shoulder. Again, I'm not forcing it over there, I'm just taking it to wherever it goes. And you're going to reach, or imagine you've got a really heavy weight in that right hand, pulling down. You stay there for a moment. And we're going to bring the chin towards, no, you're going to imagine that you're smelling your left armpit. That's the best way to get there. So if you're going to smell your left armpit, your head would probably go to this position. Then you bring your chin just a little bit closer to your chest. And we stay there. That right arm is still nice and heavy. And like I said on the other side, please don't pop your head up quickly. Instead, you're going to be really slow. You're going to roll your chin to the center of your chest, so you're looking at your tummy. Then you're going to float your head up. And just pop your weights down. To finish, we're going to scrunch the shoulders and the hands. And then, there we go. And you should feel nicely loosened up.